And hi, my name is Francisco, and I managed to get my hands on an RTX 3080. This is not the Founders Edition card. This is one from Zotac, actually. Well, I just have to say that I'm really happy to finally have gotten my hands on it. It means that I can actually do coverage on the card. However, as you may have seen on the title, I picked it up off the street, or I should say that I bought it off of somebody on the streets, and that was, a little bit weird. So this is kind of how that happened. So a little bit of backstory. I've been complaining about not having or not being able to buy either a 3080, 3090, or 3070 on any of their launch dates, and the fact that these are all being price capped beyond belief on eBay, and that's pretty much the only place that you can buy them at. You might get lucky and buy them at different places if you refresh at the right time, or like if luck is just on your side on that day. Luck has not been on my side on that day, and I haven't been the only person that has been searching like that. A lot of people have been. What happened recently, I wound up getting my hands on a card at all. Again, it was brand new, it was sealed, and I actually got it for MSRP, which is more than I can ask for sure. How we ended up getting there is that a friend of a friend was like, "Hey, I know of a guy that has an RTX 3080 that he doesn't want. Are you interested in an RTX 3080?" And then he relayed that information over to me because that friend already had an RTX 3070. He got lucky. So he didn't really need a new card. So he asked me if I needed it, and as much as I wanted it, I know of another friend that needs it more than I do. So I was like, you know what? Yes, I am. I am interested in that card. What kind of card is it used? What's wrong with the card? Of course, a bunch of questions arose, and after getting some answers, such as yes, it was a brand new card, and I was able to verify that as soon as I got there. We were not trying to exchange addresses by any means. I agreed to drive over to wherever this guy wanted to give me his any type of address. So we ended up meeting actually in a not so nice spot of town. It was a more industrial part of town, I would say, though I guess that comes with a neighborhood. But needless to say, I was definitely skeptical of what might happen. The only way to pay this guy, at least the only payment method he would take was cash. That was already kind of suspicious. So I was already thinking in my mind I should probably go with multiple people, but I ended up going by myself. It ended up being fine. He ended up being a very nice dude. This all happened in the middle of the streets. We made an exchange. I got my graphics card, and I'm sure that some passerbys watch me just shell out a bunch of money for what is essentially, well, for to some, it might just be a toy. But yeah, that happened. That guy was actually generous enough to want to sell it at MSRP when he could have sold it for probably $100, $200 or more and gotten a pretty good sale out of it. Even if he was scalping it after all. So the fact that I was able to get this card at $730 essentially is honestly really great. Like, that super sketchy transaction is the reason why I can pretty much guarantee you guys that there is going to be RTX 3080 coverage moving forward. And that even includes a PC build that I intend on doing with this card, though I'm going to be pairing it with the 3700X Ryzen CPU. It's not the 5000 series at this rate because we already bought the CPU a long time ago with the expectation that we were going to get this card on release day. However, I'm very much looking forward to testing this out. There are going to be some benchmarks, of course, on that PC build. And yeah, I was successful in getting and picking one card off from the streets, technically. And that's not to say that you should try to do the same thing necessarily, because I'm sure that is very dangerous. I took a pretty big risk there. I ended up on the good side. But anyway, this is more so, I guess, that for those of you that do want an RTX 3080 or 3070 or any of the 3000 series cards, if you don't want to go the AMD route, you should continue to look for other avenues to try and find the card. Again, here I got lucky. Luckier than I ever thought in a lifetime that I would get when it comes to actually getting something on launch day. Even though this definitely, like, it's been well over a month since this thing launched. But I think you know what I mean. So anyway, keep searching, keep refreshing, keep trying your best, keep talking to people to ask if they know anybody, and maybe you may also get lucky. But with that said, happy to say that there's going to be so much more coverage moving forward. Yeah, look forward to that PC build and benchmarks as well. Do make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. But with that said, this was just kind of like a quick update and a story time video, I guess, of a foolish thing that I did that turned out going well. But with that said, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you all later. Enjoy.